Okay, same Yenge family, Masa here. Let's talk a little bit about the war that is happening in Africa. I think the most of y'all have heard about that. It's very, very important to understand what is really happening there and why it is happening. So I will make it as short as possible. We're gonna come back with the Kintwadi. We're gonna come back on Patreon. I'm preparing there to put all my knowledge in on Patreon. Um, I have lost a lot of stuff. I have a lot of things to say. By the way, when the Kintwadi starts, I have a lot of things to say. What happened and etc. etc. But the most of the important thing is that Patreon, there I can receive something for my knowledge because I have a lot of things to share. And on YouTube, not YouTube is it was never so good to work on YouTube. Okay, now time is short. Yeah, brothers and sisters, everyone can see that everything that was said is happening. It's happening rapidly. You have really uh, everywhere chaotic weather. You have war here and there. You have the money is lost. You have problems everywhere. Everything is harder now. But one thing that I always used to say is it will be getting harder to get into the back home, which means going back home, Africa. It won't be easy. The West is not the same like it was. No jobs in many places. You have a lot of people that are migrating to Europe or to the West, everywhere. They're coming from everywhere, and they have no homes. So if you go to Habakkuk 2, you're gonna see that civil war will come here and there. We're gonna have some problems with food, with water. And since now we don't have any people that have start building the kingdom of the most high, let's say it like this, because we are not politicians. We are not waiting for the kingdom of here is something that a politician will come out here and build something for us. No, we are waiting for the kingdom of the most high. We are referees. We don't go to war for the government. We don't go to war for a flag like the most of the people want to do. And no, we have our flag. Our flag is the spirit of the Most High that tells us that we are from the Most High, and that's why we are suffering. If it wouldn't be like that, we wouldn't. We would agree with that what we have here on this world by going and selling our soul, which is very, very easy. We had the possibilities to do so, but we didn't do that because we said that we want to fight the fight that is from the Most High, and wait. That from the Most High takes longer, but at last it will be seen, and it will reach the things that the Most High have said will be seen, and it will happen. Now, what is happening right now is in Africa. What we have seen from before coming is the fight for resources. The West isn't the same like it was, like we said before. Asia is there. You have Russia there. You have Indians in Africa. You have all of them there. and the Europeans are the ones that have the baddest reputation because of slavery, what they have done to the African in the 1600s, and still until this day. We know that the Arabians, the Arabs, we know that the Chinese and all of them are all terrorists to black people. The Russians are not better. No one from the nations is good for black people. No one of them. None. None of them. Yeah. You can see what they are doing now to the Ethiopian in Arabia, and what they have done all the time to people in Africa. In Arabia, what they have done in India to us. You know, we do not even have to go too far. Um, Africa was always divided. That's why I do not believe in Pan Africanism. I do not believe in African unity like that because me myself, I come from Angola. And Angola is Congo, and all we from the Central Africa to the Southern Africa, we Congos. Uh, we have big problems if it comes to democracy because Congo is the most exploited land from the earth. This is where all the resources come from, and you will never see an African Union or another country from somewhere else coming and fighting for Congo. Yeah, uh, but that what is happening in Niger is a little bit different. Um, what is happening there? You have first of all France. France is a country that does not have so much industry. They have a little bit wine here and there that they sell. The Gallians, the France are the Gallians. All of them are Europeans, by the way. Hmm? Uh, so they're one family with Germany, with the Netherlands, with the Russians, by the way. But they do not understand each other here and there. But what they have done for decades is to hate one country or to explore or to take from one country, and that was or from one land or from one people. Yeah, um, it was black people, all of them, Arabs, Europeans, Chinese, all of them agreed on something. Africa, it's our field where we can take, and no one of us will open his mouth. But the Most High is changing things. Um, Black people, not all of us, but many have opened their eyes, and things are changing. That what happened yesterday is not that what happened is happening today, and we have to know that things that has changed in the last 100 years. In the last 100 years, we have seen so many changes. This is not. This is not even one generation really, because you can see my mother and father what they have seen before, how Portuguese have beaten us and done the worst to us. Yeah, this is not what you can see today. If you go to the if you go in Europe, as a black man, you can open your mouth. You can open your mouth against the government. You can eat in restaurants. You can drive by the bus in the front. So many things has changed, and fast, fast. Every year, if you look at this natural disasters that is happening, it's the last 5 years that this things is happening like all the time. Before that, you had here and there sometimes, but now you can open your television daily basis. And then, what do you think what will happen next year? What do you think what will happen next year? You had the so-called Corona, yeah, preparation for war, and after war, So we are moving, and everyone knows that, and everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. But like the Moses has said, it will be like in the time of Noah. It will be like in the time of Sodom. It will be like in the time of Massa, yeah, Moses. Yeah. But people will still marrying each other, doing party, ignoring stuff. People will keep moving against the Most High, not understanding what He really wants to say. Uh, so Satan is real. Satan is real. And if his own people knows that that he's really only for destruction, or if the Most High's people that are fighting to do that to do that what the Most High wants, but they can't because the power of Satan or the bad is there's so much bad in this world, so that they can't you know resist, because it's so much bad that you yourself, even if you're good, you become bad. Now, let's go. If we look at the war in Niger closely, you have Nigeria there, Senegal, you have Ivory Coast, you have Mali, you have Burkina Faso, you have Ghana, the western part of Africa. Yeah? And in the scriptures, it's very well said what will happen in the western atmosphere of Africa in the Sahara Delta. It is said when the real war would start, that even this foal, this big one, the black ones, will start eating people there, because war will happen exactly from there up to the Middle East. This is the era. This is the era for war. If it will come today, no one knows. But what we can see as black people, that's why you see many black Americans say, why coming back to Africa if you Africans can't protect yourself from the white people or build your own countries and all those kind of things, right? Um, the thing is, we as a nation, we are divided, and we are not all the same. Um, Niger has a young president right now, or someone that wants to make himself a president. Let's say this in the next 3 years. He took they took the former president Mohammed whatever this, because the problem in the Western Africa is are the Muslims, are the Muslims, and the most of those Muslims, they take advantage of our resources, selling it to the West, having a lot to do with the Westerners. Everything that goes up from South Sub-Saharan Africa is mostly Muslim. Okay, mostly Muslim or mixed, which is not good. Even in the eastern part of Africa, yeah, those African Muslims, they are a little bit different from let's say the Muslims like the Moroccans or Algerians, or other Muslims that you can see in the Middle East up. Yeah, they are better African Muslims, but they are Muslims. They are Muslims. Okay, which means Africa has big problems if it comes to religion. Huh? Like the Moses say, as long we will not go back to that, to our roots, we're gonna suffer. Our presidents that you can see today everywhere, they have nothing that protects them but the white man. And all of us has an agreement with another white slave master and colonialist. So what will you do? Okay? Your colonialist is the one that will tell you what to do. And these Muslims, they have agreements with leaders in Benin. They had the French people had a Fremdenlegion, a military basis in Benin to kill all the presidents or everyone that has that does something against France. And who is France? France is representing all Europe. They are saying that, oh, without Niger, France has no energy. Yeah. Yes, because it's not only France, it's Germany too. It's all them that are around Europe. Yeah, they won't have, or they will not have energy. They only talk about France. But if France does something, go to Namibia. If you're going to Namibia, they speak German there. All the white people that run there with their jackets, they own all the companies, and black people are still slaves in Namibia. No one talks about that. that black people have nothing to say in Namibia, and the most of them, the majority of the black people are so poor they have nothing to say. Okay, and how can it be that you have in the 21st century, yeah, that you have today in this time still slavery in Africa, modern slavery, and it, you know, you have countries that has so much natural resources that you can't imagine, that can't be explored, never ever, like the scripture said. But the poorest people on the planet, okay, you have the France is the fourth, has the fourth largest um, gold resources, yeah. But if you go to Niger or Mali, yeah, where the gold comes from, yeah, for example, yeah, you have the poorest people on the earth, and they have no resources at all. They have no places where they have um, bunkered the gold, no gold, which means if we look closer, yes, war must happen. Then you have people like Yoshua Mapong. You have people, real Pan Africanists from that time here that the most I have chosen that speaks out. Malema. You have people that open their mouth like Thomas Sankara in his best times. You know, you have people, yeah, they have understood. Yeah, we have to do something, and it's fighting. Blood must be shared. Okay, so that we can come out of poverty, so that we can bring our people home that went out from our countries to slavery. Okay, they took us from everywhere almost, and France was there. They were involved. Not only America, France was there. Israel was there. Okay, Germany was there. The Netherlands was there. This Jewish, they did it to us. Okay, how can you forget these things? And then you have puppets, African puppets, yeah, leaders uh, that they are willing to fight their own brothers than to protect uh, African interests. To say, hey, look, it's time to say no to the West because we can really stick together, maybe for the first time in our life. Okay, because everyone knows they're taking here exploring our treasures for decades, more than 400 years, taking our stuff, divided us so that we hate each other from east to west, from north to south. Black people do not understand each other no more. They hate each other, but they themselves, they have an American Union, they have a European Union. In China, they are united. Okay, okay, so it is something that is possible. It happens, but everyone hates America, everyone hates Europe. You can go to China, you can go to India, you can go to the Native Americans, Southern America, you can go everywhere in Africa, you can go to the Arabs. So war will happen anyway, and Africa is in the midst there. And why is Africa in the midst there? They have to survive. They can't survive without us. So, what do we have to do now? Okay. You have Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, um, you know, with the Wagner Group. Wagner Group is a Russian force that is a Russian special elite, yeah, that is for a longer time now in Burkina Faso and in Mali, and they are fighting against terrorism there. America is also fighting in Niger against terrorism because Niger fights against terrorism. Like I said, like there's terrorism with the Muslims. Yeah, don't forget that the president of Nigeria and all of them are Muslims. Benin, all of them. If you go there, Sudan, there's people that are doing human trafficking, and Europe knows that. All Africa knows that. Human trafficking, slavery is normally common in Benin, Sudan. It starts from Nigeria, these areas there. It's normal. Ghana does not say anything. Oh, we are different. I loved what the South African president has said. You've seen Ghana as a different place. Yeah. How can it be that you've seen Ghana as developed? Yeah. If around Ghana the devil is going on. Yeah. And Ghana is in the midst there. Yeah? And they are not changing anything but hiding themselves. How long? You're in the midst there. Okay. So if one African country is garbage, you have to know that the other ones look the same. It won't be better. Because war, you can see now if you want to fly to Africa, you can fly the same way like you fly before. I don't even know how people are flying to Ghana right now because it's a war zone. Okay? It's a war zone. Now you have this what was the name of this coup? So you have this African, what was the name of them? They have a name there. Um they have a name. There's a unity between Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and all of them. They have a name there, and the most of them, I don't even believe that they want to fight. It's Nigeria that wants to fight. It's Ivory Coast that wants to fight. Yeah, against uh, Niger, against Burkina Faso, against Mali, then against Algeria too, because Algeria, the Arabs there, they are saying that they want to fight against France. This is the good thing about Arabs. They do not forget, you know, they do not forget. They love each other. And they say, what? We too, ECOWAS, thank you. ECOWAS, this so called ECOWAS, what you have never heard before of, yeah, is now active. But to fight against their own brothers, right? Because their own brothers want freedom, because they don't want to be um, seen as treated as garbage, yeah, because they do not because they want equality, yeah, because they want this colonizers out of their countries, okay, because they themselves they have ideas. Niger, Burkina Faso, Africa don't need food from the West. Africa does not need um, um, materials from the West. Anything. The West needs Africa, yeah, and that's it. Okay, they went to Russia to talk about how to develop Russia. The only thing that Russia was given Africa was food. Yeah, food. And the young presidents, they stood up and said, hey, to these African leaders, why are you coming here and begging for food? Everywhere you can do agriculture, you have everywhere water, seas, and everything where you have fresh water. And under the seas, you have always minerals. I know it from my land in Beulah. Always minerals in every sea, under every sea. Agriculture, things grow so fast. Wood, copper, uranium for energy. The this the this Museveni, the Museveni and the South African president, they talked about how to make uh, out of Africa, out of Congo's rivers, waterfalls, how to make out of it energy, so that you all Africa and even more can have energy forever and ever. It would never stop. Okay, but Europe knows all this. And after 400 years, what has done religion, politic, or what have this white people, Chinese, what have they done to us? What have they done? What did they share with us? What did they build? What did they do? Nothing. So black people must fight for themselves. And how can that be that you have Nigeria, yeah, going against his own brother, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali. and maybe also Senegal and all of them, because they have deals with the white people. They're getting money from slave trade. Okay, slavery is business, a common business. At the moment, brothers and sisters, there is a Hollywood movie that they don't want to share with you guys. If you go to YouTube and share what Hollywood movie about human trafficking, hmm? Where you see Oprah and all these black dudes in America that used to sell black Africans with white people together. Okay, so there is a big thing. Africa is not a small thing that is happening there. Normally, no one wants to open his mouth. In Germany, for example, no one talks not even about the Ukraine war. Do you think they will show something that is happening in Africa? No way. Everyone get money out of it. You want money? You have to be corrupt. You have to kill. That's the part of the game. Now, what is happening? What is really happening? In this moment here, we have young presidents, young people that are telling all African presidents, yeah, and all Africans, by the way, not to fight against each other, to take the colonizers out of their countries, and to start exploring by themselves that what the Most High have given them, and to start selling our stuff in the normal way, so that we as a people also have something from that. We normally, we should be like Jewish or Arabs, living in America, living in Europe, living whatever where, but because you can't have a heritage, a background from Africa somewhere, and these people are rich, you must be rich here in the West too. But we never had this privilege, like Ukraine coming to a country. Here, take my house. Here, take a job. Here, take whatever what Jewish. Here, take our weapons. Hey, these people are they have weapons, bombs. Africa, no, that's not even dream. Cannot even dream of those kind of things. You go to Russians in that time that they went to Europe, all of them getting help, all of them love each other, all of them have protection. But the black man had no protection at all. Now, in this time here, we have to we have to pray. We have to, we have to think positively, to share the truth to our people, so that our people in the western part of Africa, they are fighting for righteousness so that they succeed. Because um, it is time the West to see. Believe me, there's one thing that the most of the people do not know is that the younger generation of the Westerners, or of the Chinese, or of the Indians, they do not have enough information to know that Africa is the mother. Not in America, not in Southern America. They do not have enough information to know that Africa is the key and is the beginning and is the end. Everything that has started there will also end there. Everything will be blown away. If not by war, then by what? By the weather? If not by the weather, then you will see aliens coming from the sky. I will tell you by the truth. This is something that will happen to all of us. All of us will flee. And this is something that will happen anyway. For all of them that thinks, yeah, life will be continuing like that, that I have to keep that what I have, my little money, my little friends, blah blah. No, 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 no. Everything will be gone. And you you're looking at the television and you're looking at the disasters that is happening. People are losing things. Yeah. Big companies are closing, big old companies. People that had millions, from one week later, they doesn't have anything no more, brothers and sisters. I do not lie. I do not lie. The Moses say, I give and I take. I make rich and I make poor. I give life and I kill. The Most High is on the way, and He is doing things. He said, you can go to your 3 in the English book, the war that is happening because you sold my people. The war that will happen, yeah, they're saying that the weaker will fight the stronger, and they will become so strong. You have Iran, Iraq, all these groups there in the middle. This is war zone. So war will happen in Egypt, in Ethiopia, and all this in all these regions. No water, yeah. You can see how those people flee. You won't see that from people from South Africa fleeing in masses to flee somewhere else, yeah. South African people, even if you have problems there, these people they're the Most High is using. Okay, you have people in Tanzania. The Most High is using the government, and we have to pray for our government as well. Why? I will explain to you. The government was always there. Saku Zingam Panzo. The government was always there. The government had never something to do with spirituality. But the spiritualists, what you can say, or the Levites or whatever, yeah, they're few because they also know men. They are the only one that has something to do with spirituality. You have politic, spirituality, then you have the workers or scientificians, police officers, those people that invent something, scientists, people that knows about uh, 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 astronomy, agronomy, yeah, things like that. This is the difference from us. Not all of us are spiritual. And it must not be like that. It's not important to be like that. In that what you know how to do, you can do. This is that what the Most High gives you. This is your direction, and this is where you have to build up. Not every one of us has to become spirituality. So, and politicians are definitely not. So, what will they do? They are searching, or they have searched all the time. Or let's say we all the time we worked or we believed in religions that can't help us, and that's a fact. Going out from these religions, yeah, you have the oppressor that has big old guns that is there for decades, oppressing us, pushing us down, telling us, hey, if you don't do that, I will do that to you, and that to you. Okay? And that's why it is okay and it's good if you see this change that all Africa is speaking out with one word. Like I said, if the young people, if the world would know what white people have done so far, in school, they will tell you Napoleon was a good guy. Caesar was fighting. They will show them as heroes. They will show Hitler as heroes. They will show all these white dudes that have done the worstest, only on the positive side. But the truth is not told yet. Even a, a, even a bad white guy that you see outside there will fight against his own brother in one day, and they are doing it already. Okay, this is what the Most High is doing. Father will go against mother, mother against father, children against father, uncle. It's a war, and the war, it's because the truth, the pure truth. Most High is like, putting sand into this, and only the pure seed is coming out from all the people, from all the things he's cleaning up. Few will stay, bombs will fall, and it's not like the whole world will be blown away. Few people will stay. Few. Okay, this is what is happening. It's cleaning. We are the world, the universe is cleaning themselves up. The nature is cleaning themselves up Before you want to clean something up, disaster, trouble, all these kind of things must come. That's why it is the best thing that can happen to Africa if Africa starts war against the West. The Westerner themselves, brothers and sisters, they haven't sent any troop, but they are telling to Nigeria, they're telling to Ivory Coast. We don't know if Ghana goes in yet, yeah. But from those people, I really believe, this government is not the people, by the way, it's the government, yeah, that's sending our black brothers to war to fight against each other, yeah, for no reason, yeah, to go and die because they're gonna die, yeah, and the white man is on the back, and not one white guy will die, yeah, and they're fighting their own brothers that are totally right to say, hey, we don't want you French guys that was taken from so many African countries, 64 billion, yeah, each year, yeah, and this is, and without counting, this is only taxes, without counting the natural resources that they have taken, without counting the human trafficking, the worstest from the worstest thing what they have, what they're doing in the backyard. Because the Bible has said it very clear, Edom and all of them, they are not our friends. They will never be our friends. And that's why is a Kagame in Rwanda, even if he's saying, yeah, France is not good at France, all of them are speaking out, by the way, yeah. Many of the African presidents are speaking out against France. And if someone really, politicians are not like us, they are not saying the truth. All of them is diplomat talking, speaking. They do not say straight away, hey, look, Germany, what are you doing with Namibia? You're taking over here our stuff there. Namibia is not yours, so what? Even now, in the 21st century, it's still yours. Angola is still Portuguese. Nigeria is still, no. Politicians don't speak like that. They're like, yeah, we should, it would be nice if this is a politician. He never speaks the truth. Never. Okay? He's not like a revolutionist or someone that is given revelation. It tells you, it will be like that. No, he talks like this. And um, if we always have people that will never tell the Europeans the truth, telling them, hey, look, this and this must happen like this. If not, we don't agree. Okay, it will be always a problem. Um, that what you have there is um, Russia and Kim Jong Un, which is North Korean. They want also to enter this war. They are there with this Wagner group, like I said, and protecting the people from Niger to fight the other Africans. Now, we don't know if other Europeans will be involved because, like I said, uranium, France, without uranium, there is no France. You can take France from couple of African countries, all Europe, not in one day, gonna crash. And brothers and sisters, you will not tell me that Euro will crash today or tomorrow, right? No. Why? Because if I would be a European, I would come and kill all of y'all before I fall, right? The most are using the East, like is written in Euro 3, against the West, the dragon against the snake, fighting each other, or the same people, yeah? They have normally the same vision, yeah? The same blood, they share the same blood, by the way, But we have to come together and be smart. If not, we're gonna be in the midst there and also die like fleas for no reason. It's not our war. It's a European Western Eastern war that has happened in Africa for a long time, for resources, for females, young male and female. It's in the Bible. You're three, male and female. These reptiles, these shapeshifters, they do not joke if it comes to eating black people. Okay? They need black people in everything. If it is our blood, if it is our land, if it is our, and that's why we have to be very smart. My that what I'm thinking is, you know, that what I'm thinking is, we as the people in the western part of Africa, they should come together and really say, hey, France, it's over. Yeah. If you want to have something from us, you have to buy it. Europe yourself, America, all of them out. Yeah. But I don't think it will happen like that. Yeah. Pray for everyone that is in western part of Africa, because I don't think that anyone wants war. We have war there enough. Yeah. Look what they have done to Libya. Yeah. Look what they have done to Sudan. Central Africa is worse. Niger is not better. And all of these countries around those um, war zones, they're just watching. They're just watching. But I always used to say I'm a Congo. If I see what they have done to the Congo over the last years, and not one African leader has opened his mouth to go to fight, then you will understand that this year is not a fight. Yeah, they just steal. This is an exploitation, stealing as much they can from the richest people of the planet. This is, they found gas again in Congo. They found again. They always finding new stuff in Africa, and they try to take as much they can out of Africa. And you will always find this coon, this Uncle Tom, that is selling his own brother. Or the guy that is saying, oh, all of you Europeans are my friends. China, you are my friend. Uh, Turkish, you are my friend. Oh, Netherlands, you're friends. So France. And this doesn't not exist. You can't have so many friends. Okay? Because these friends are coming for an interest to you, and you are giving it to them, selling your land, selling your people. And the problem is, white people themselves, they're fleeing from their places. They do not know where to go, which means if more of them coming back to Africa or going to other places, they have to fight for Africa. They have to fight for Africa. In Europe, you don't have gold, you don't have uranium, you don't have gas, you don't have water resources, you don't have meat, you don't have wood, you don't have coltan, you don't have copper, you don't have zinc, you don't have those things. In Europe, all these trains, televisions, houses, everything is built by African resources. So where do you want to go, Chinese, European dude? They have to go back to Africa. And those Europeans that are like, I'm going, they have to fight for their new country. And this is what happened before in Egypt. All of them, there was not all Israelites. All the nations was where? In Babylon, in Egypt, today in America, today Europe, tomorrow they have to flee to another place. War, brothers and sisters. Slowly, it comes slowly. People are like, like I said, someone that is 100% spiritual doesn't will not understand what the politicians say. Like I said, politics is a game, but You know, you can see things are happening. And even the name development. Many people think that we're going to go back to the future, which means, oh, yeah, everything will be destroyed. We are still moving forward with technology. Everything comes more different. It needs more material, it needs more money. And the best thing is, money is no more. Money is no more. It's not like before. The most of the white people, they fled from the states, they fled from all of Europe to go to those countries, to those lands, Vietnam, everywhere where they can have something for their money. Do you know that? They have done it before when they fled to China, but now China is so expensive, you know. So where will these people flee? Africa. And that's why you see all this is happening. To move, to move from the West to Africa is a movie. To live in Africa is a better movie, which means everything is hard there. They're making it as so hard as possible for the people to make it into Africa. And the people in Africa have no idea. The people in Africa, they themselves, they have no idea what is happening there because they try to take over again. And then you have people in the western part of Africa that have killed many Congolese, by the way. I always said it. Many Congolese were killed by Western Africans. Many. And the worst is now they're fighting each other for no reason because a white man says, "Oh, if not, I can't survive. I have look go to your internet and type France can't survive without one country or two. It's over. And who is France? France is not a small thing. France is Europe. Okay? They can't survive. The first person that will start crying is the black man in France. Whoa, what is happening here? Okay? The history says it very clear. We know exactly when they came to Africa, not only in the 1600s, but also later, coming to take soldiers, yeah, so that they can start fighting for them, building the houses, yeah, doing the agriculture. But go to France and look at the black people, how they live there. Even the streets that are called Chateau Rouge, where you had normally black people doing businesses. Today, in the nowadays, there are only Arabs there. Only Arabs. Black people, they do not own anything. The Most I have said very clear. I have given you everything in your land. I have given you everything. But my people are lack of knowledge. The knowledge, he took it. You do not have to wait your neighbor to cook so that you go and can you give me something to eat, please, for me and my children? Yeah. Do you want something to eat, bimbo? Come. I will show you. Where's your wife? Where's your this is the black man still on this day. He believes that others can help him. It will never happen. And if we have now this chance, because the currency, I'm looking at here at the currency, if we go to BRICS and all this, brothers and sisters, the currency, the last currencies that will be going all over the world are African currencies because everything goes back to who has more materials, values that you have in your land and etc. etc. The dollar, it's only a time. And this is also something that what will bring war. But this is another story. The only thing that I can tell you guys is we see it's a versus five, 4 versus 5 at the moment, or 4 versus 4 there in Africa. Yeah, and it's Africa against Africa. Yeah, they're fighting themselves. I tell you, me myself, I don't wish any war to happen there. The only thing that I want is peace. I want the government to, to tell the invaders, the aliens, to go out, to go to their own countries and to resolve their problems. We don't have hundreds of million white people in Africa. Yeah, like you don't have hundreds of million black people in France. If they want something with Africa to do, if they want really to work with Africa, sit down with the African chiefs, with these chiefs, not the presidents, and they will tell you spiritually, yeah, how we can come together. And the white people will not like it because it's written. It's written. And you know, if war starts there in this era, you know, it means that a lot of our people will die again, will flee again to other countries, will be taken as slaves, will die on the ocean, in the ocean. You know, you're gonna have a lot of stuff going on, and I hope this will not happen. Because that what you see in Africa is we are the youngest population on the earth, on the planet, and the most of the people that die are not only young people, are also those called so-called elders, 30, 40, 45, 50, maximum 60, and we need them. That what they want is to have a very young people in Africa that they can control, that they can just colonize again and teach them whatever they wants to teach, tell them whatever they wants to tell, because young people are easy to manipulate. Be very careful, brothers and sisters, and don't think that you are safe in the West, because you are not. You are really not. You are not. Uh, I will say it clear: the nations will never like us. I was watching the last time a video on YouTube. There is a black guy. He's in China. He runs all over China. You will see how all the Chinese are looking at him because there are no black people in China in the most of the places. Okay? There are no black people in Japan. Go to Africa. Okay? The other funny thing is he's alone. Now, if this black guy is running over the city with 4 other black guys, then you can see how they will be getting beaten. But we, as black people, we are opening our hands for everyone. Come in, do whatever he wants to do. Oh, white, what do you want to eat? Nice, so nice. Oh my goodness, what are this for people? But they have never done this to us. Never. And not after 400, not after, not even if the Most High would tell them, do it. They won't do it. It's not in their DNA. The West will become worse step by step. And the Most High must help our people to get a foot on Africa, to become someone in Africa, to do something in Africa, to put places in Africa, even if it sounds like blah, 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 blah. It's Africa, Africa, Africa. No, we go back. The Jamaicans have sang it, we're going to go back from back. We're going to flee from Babylon. We're going to go. Everyone knows, even white people, they will tell you that we're going to go back to Africa. And Africa, Mama Africa, is free. It needs help from us, from all of us, so that we can have the real freedom there, the real peace. You can see how many nations Indians, uh, Bangladeshi, Somali, from all over the places, people are fleeing to Africa. But people are not, the television is not showing that. That's what you see as a migration, people, black people fleeing from Africa to Europe. The same thing is happening. People are fleeing to Africa. The same thing is happening that other Europeans are fleeing to other countries, so that people are fleeing from west, yeah, to east, from north to south, etc., vice versa. In this moment, no one knows what is right, what is wrong. Okay, today it can be like this. Tomorrow the weather will change. Today you have your car, front of your car, the house, and tomorrow, boof, something blows it away. The insurance don't want to pay it. The insurance itself closes because they don't have money. The government itself has big problems, debts. Brothers and sisters, um, this is that what I wanted to tell you guys about Africa, what is happening in West Africa. Yeah, that what I like about people in West Africa is these people fight. They're a little bit different, like than us in sub-Saharan Africa. We are a little bit more close, and the white people are doing with us what they want. Yeah, but I believe that when people in western part of Africa really opens up, that they really can do something and change. That's why they shouldn't fight against each other, but telling the world that they what they really want, and the Most High should be with them. Pray for those people. Pray for our people. Pray, that we will not have any war over there. Pray that we're gonna have peace over there. Yeah, and thank you very much for listening, and I will see you very soon.